Joining me now is the political commentator Ron Reagan, who's also the author of My Father the 100. Ron, what are your impulses when you watch those people up in New York? And we've gotten different pictures of them. Do you feel for them? Do you think you wish, like in the summer of '67, we all felt we were all out in San Francisco? Is this something you wish you were part of?
Well, actually, I can be part of it myself if I just want to stroll a few blocks from here, because a Occupy Seattle movement started over the weekend. I think it's at 4th and Pike here in Seattle. I just got back from overseas, so I haven't had a chance to go down there. But the impression I get is, and I think Joe Biden even mentioned this in one of the clips you just played, you know, this is a movement that has a broad-based anger. And the challenge, it seems to me, for the Democratic Party, if they want to somehow join the movement or co-opt the movement, or however you want to put it, is that these folks are just as mad at them as they are at the Republicans. The Republicans may be more egregiously in the hip pocket of Wall Street and the bankers, but the Democrats are too. There are plenty of Democratic congressmen and senators who've staked their whole careers on providing tax loopholes for the richest 1%. They're not the natural allies of the Occupy Wall Street movement.
And by the way, let's not forget the Democrats control both houses of Congress and the White House at numerous times in our lifetimes, and they didn't fix the tax system when they had all the power in the world. Let's take a look at the New York Times report today. It reports that some of your party, or actually the Democratic Party, are nervous about getting involved with these protesters. Democrats are nervous. Here's Eric Lichtblau writing, quote, "They see the prospect of protesters pushing the party dangerously to the left, just as the Tea Party has often pushed Republicans farther to the right and made for intra-party run-ins. Some officials in the party remain wary of their potential impact, especially if the protests were to turn more disruptive or even violent." Do you sense there's a downside for the Dems if this stuff gets more rowdy, if you will, rougher up there and other places besides New York?
Imagine what would happen if people at these Occupy Wall Street groups should start showing up with assault-style weapons and talking about Second Amendment solutions. Yes, then I'm sure the roof would come off, wouldn't it? But the problem for the Democrats isn't that this might turn violent. I suppose it could, but I don't see any signs of that so far. But the problem is, again, that these people are angry at a system that has been rigged by both parties to serve moneyed interests. The Democrats have been complicit in that, just as the Republicans have been complicit in that. Your question to Debbie Wasserman Schultz, what are you going to offer these people, is exactly the question. What are the Democrats going to offer these people? They're going to throw some bankers in jail? Are they going to close the loopholes for the richest 1%? I'm not so sure that all the Democrats are on board with that.
Yeah, I wonder if both parties aren't hoping for colder weather to come soon, because then they can say what a great demonstration of unhappiness and how wonderful it's over, so we don't have to worry about it anymore. Anyway, thank you, Ron, as always. Ron Reagan, thanks for joining us tonight.